Tell about your appearance and confident in your body language. This will lay the foundation for everything that comes after. In short, a strong first impression is your chance to stand out and show her that you value both yourself and the time you're spending with her. Make sure you're presenting the best version of yourself right from the get-go. Build rapport and emotional connection. Now that you've nailed the first impression, it's time to move on to something even more important. Building rapport and creating an emotional connection. This step is all about taking things beyond surface-level interactions and making her feel that genuine bond with you. Think of rapport as the foundation of any strong relationship. It's that unspoken feeling of understanding and comfort that makes both people feel connected. Without it, everything else is going to feel shallow, like two strangers just going through the motions. But with it, you create an environment where she feels safe and interested in opening up to you. So, how do you create this bond? The first key is to be genuinely interested in her as a person. I'm talking about listening, not just waiting for your turn to talk. When she shares something, don't just nod along, really listen. Ask questions that show you're engaged and curious. For example, if she mentions a hobby, instead of just saying, "That's cool," ask her more about it. You could say, "What got you into that?" Or, "What's your favorite part doing it?" These kind of questions show you care about her thoughts and experiences, which will help deepen the connection. But it's not just about asking questions. It's also about being vulnerable yourself. When you open up about your own experiences, thoughts, and emotions, you're showing her that you trust her. And trust is the key to emotional connection. If you only talk about surface-level things, it's hard for her to feel like she really knows you. But when you share something personal, whether it's about your passions, your past, or something that's meaningful to you, she's more likely to open up in return. Here's an example to make this real for you. Imagine you're talking to her, and she mentions something she's passionate about, let's say photography. Instead of just saying, "That's cool," try saying something like, "I've always wanted to get into photography, but I'm not very good at it. I guess I get a little intimidated by all the technical stuff. How did you learn?" Now, not only have you shown interest in her passion, but you've also shared a little vulnerability about your own struggles, which makes the conversation feel more authentic. Another powerful tool in building rapport is finding common ground. Shared experiences or interests can make the connection feel instant. Maybe you both love the same music, or you both enjoy hiking. Talking about these things and realizing you have similar tastes or experiences creates a feeling of alignment. It's like you're on the same team, and that feeling of "we're alike" can be a huge bonding factor. Finally, one of the easiest ways to strengthen emotional connection is through empathy. This means understanding how she feels and validating her emotions. If she's telling you about a tough day at work or something that's bothering her, don't brush it off or try to fix it. Instead, respond with empathy. "Wow, that sounds really frustrating. I can see why you'd feel that way." Showing that you understand her emotions helps create a deeper bond and lets her know that you're there for her on an emotional level. To sum it up, building rapport and emotional connection isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing genuine interest, being vulnerable, finding common ground, and responding with empathy. When you do these things, you're not just getting to know her. You're creating a real emotional connection that will naturally lead to a stronger bond. And that's when you start to shift from just someone she knows to someone she genuinely cares about. Be thoughtful and intentional. Let's move on to something that truly sets you apart from the crowd. Being thoughtful and intentional in your actions. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it's simple. When you show that you genuinely care about someone, it's not always about grand gestures or big promises. It's the little meaningful actions that demonstrate your thoughtfulness and how much you're paying attention to her needs and feelings. First, let's talk about being attentive. You might think that buying her expensive gifts or planning elaborate dates is the best way to show you care. But in reality, it's often the small, simple acts of kindness that leave the biggest impression. Remembering her favorite coffee order, or offering to hold the door for her, or asking if she needs help with something. It's those moments that show you're thinking about her without her having to ask. Let me give you an example. Imagine she's had a stressful week at work, and you notice she's looking a bit worn out. Instead of just saying, "I hope your week gets better," why not take a step further? You can say something like, I remember you told me you like a good cup of tea to unwind. Want me to grab one for you after work? This shows that you not only listen to her, but that you actually remember the little things she enjoys. You're showing you care about her comfort, and that's a subtle but powerful way to build a deeper connection. But being thoughtful isn't just about the little actions. It's also about being intentional with your time and your words. If you're serious about making connection, you should make sure you're investing your time in a way that reflects that. When you spend time with her, give her your full attention. Put down your phone, make eye contact, and really engage in the conversation. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, and one of the most thoughtful things you can do is to be fully present in the moment. This will make her feel valued and heard. Now, let's talk about showing thoughtfulness in your communication. A simple text message or a phone call can go a long way when it's clear that you're putting thought into it. Instead of sending a generic, "Hey, how's your day?" Try something more personal. For example, "Hey, I remember you mentioned a book you were reading. How's it going? I'd love to hear more about it." This shows that you remember the details about her life and that you care enough to follow up on something she's passionate about. Thoughtful communication shows you're paying attention to her life, and that level of detail really stands out. Let's dive into an example that really captures what being thoughtful looks like. Imagine she's told you a few times that she loves a specific kind of music, or maybe she's mentioned that her favorite artist is playing a concert in town. Instead of waiting for her to mention again, you could surprise her by suggesting, "I saw that artist is playing this weekend. Would you be interested in going together?" It's not an over-the-top gesture. It's just a small, thoughtful act that shows you remember what's important to her, and that you're making an effort to do something special based on her interests. And here's a bonus tip. Balance is key. While it's great to be thoughtful and show that you care, it's also important to give her space and not overwhelm her with attention. It's about finding that sweet spot where your thoughtfulness doesn't feel forced or too much. You want to demonstrate your care in ways that feel natural and comfortable for both of you. In short, being thoughtful and intentional is about making sure that your actions, no matter how small, reflect that you're truly invested in her as a person. It's not about trying to impress her. It's about making her feel appreciated and understood. When you show that you care through your words, your actions, and your attention to detail, you're building something much stronger than just attraction. You're building trust, comfort, and emotional closeness. Make her feel special. All right, now let's dive into something that's crucial if you want to make her feel truly connected to you. Making her feel special. We all like to feel valued, don't we? Well, the same goes for her. One of the easiest ways to make her feel special is through genuine compliments and focused attention. But it's important to note that this isn't about over-the-top flattery or showering her with praise every second. It's about being sincere, thoughtful, and specific. First, let's talk about compliments. Now, you might think the obvious thing to compliment her on is her physical appearance, her looks, her smile, how she dresses. And while these compliments are nice, they can start to feel a little empty if they're not backed by something more personal. Instead, try to compliment her on qualities that show you appreciate who she is as a person. For example, instead of just saying, "You're beautiful," try something like, "I really admire how passionate you are about your work. It's inspiring to see someone so dedicated to what they do." This kind of compliment goes beyond surface-level appearance. It shows that you're paying attention to her interests, her efforts, and her character. Complimenting her mind, her ambitions, or the way she handles challenges will make her feel seen for who she truly is, not just what she looks like. But here's the thing, compliments should be specific. The more specific you are, the more meaningful your words will feel. Think about it. If you tell her, "You're great," that's nice, but it's kind of vague. But if you say, "You always know I make everyone in the room laugh, even on tough days," that's a compliment that feels personal and thoughtful. It shows you've noticed something unique about her and that you genuinely appreciate it. Now, let's talk about attention. Giving her your undivided attention is one of the most powerful ways to make her feel special. This means not just physically being there, but emotionally and mentally being present as well. In a world where everyone is distracted by their phones, emails, and other things, showing her that you're fully engaged in the moment with her speaks volumes. For example, when you're having a conversation, put down your phone. Make eye contact. listen actively, and show her that she has your full attention. This doesn't just make her feel important. It also helps build trust and intimacy. When you focus on her and what she's saying, she'll feel valued, and she'll appreciate the effort you're making to connect with her. Think about a time when someone really made you feel special by giving you their full attention. Maybe it was a friend or a loved one. When they were present, not distracted, and really listening to you, didn't it feel good? That's the power of attention. Another way to make her feel special is by acknowledging the little things she does. People love feeling appreciated for their efforts, big or small. For instance, if she made a great suggestion during a meeting or did something kind for someone, make sure you acknowledge it. A simple, "I really appreciate how thoughtful you were today," can go a long way in making her feel noticed and valued. Here's an example to help tie this all together. Imagine you're out having dinner, and she's talking about her hobbies and passions. Instead of just nodding and saying, "That's cool," try saying something like, "I love hearing about how much you care about your hobbies. You're really dedicated to improving, and that's something I find really inspiring." This shows that you not only value her, but you're paying attention to the things that truly matter to her. The key to making her feel special is making her feel seen and valued. Compliment her in ways that go beyond her looks. Give her your full attention, and show appreciation for the little things she does. These actions, though simple, are powerful and can help you build a deeper, more meaningful connection. When she feels special to you, she's going to feel more drawn to you, and that's exactly the kind of attraction that can grow into something lasting. Be playful and fun. All right, now let's talk about something that can really set you apart. Being playful and fun. When it comes to building attraction, having a lighthearted and playful attitude can go a long way. But what do I mean by that? Well, think about this. Everyone loves to be around someone who makes them laugh and feels easygoing. We all appreciate the moments where we can just have fun, relax, and enjoy each other's company without taking things too seriously. First off, humor is a huge factor in making her feel comfortable and drawn to you. Being able to make her laugh isn't about cracking jokes every few minutes or trying to be a stand-up comedian. It's more about having a natural sense of humor, being able to laugh at yourself and not take everything so seriously. When you can make her smile or even share a funny moment, it creates a light atmosphere that's easy to enjoy. For example, let's say you're on a casual date and you accidentally spill your drink. Instead of getting embarrassed or panicking, turn it into a funny moment by laughing at yourself and saying something like, "Well, I guess my drink wanted to make a splash." This shows her that you're comfortable with yourself, and you can laugh off small mishaps instead of letting them ruin the moment. It also helps her see that being around you doesn't have to be stressful or intense. It can be fun. But being playful doesn't always have to be about jokes or humor. It can also be about teasing in a light, friendly way. Now, I'm not talking about being mean or crossing boundaries. That's not playful, that's rude. What I mean is playful teasing, where you gently poke fun at something she does in a cute, non-offensive way. For instance, if she's always the first to grab the last piece of pizza, you might say with a smile, "You're fast. I think you have a secret pizza ninja skill." This isn't about making fun of her, but rather sharing a laugh about something she does regularly. It builds a sense of connection because it shows you're paying attention to little things and you're comfortable enough to joke around without being serious all the time. Here's the key. Playful banter can help break the ice and create a relaxed, fun environment. It takes the pressure off and makes the interaction feel more natural. But remember, always keep it lighthearted and respectful. Don't go too far with the teasing or say anything that could make her feel uncomfortable. The goal is to create a fun, enjoyable experience together where both of you can laugh and feel at ease. Another way to bring fun into the mix is by being spontaneous. If you're out together and there's an unexpected opportunity to do something fun, like trying a new activity or taking a detour on your walk to check out something cool, embrace it. Being spontaneous shows that you're adventurous and open to new experiences, which makes being around you feel exciting and unpredictable in a good way. For example, you might be walking through a park, and instead of just sticking to path, you say, "Hey, what do you think about climbing that tree?" It's a simple, spontaneous action, but it brings an element of fun and lightness to the moment. It shows that you're not afraid to step out of the ordinary and make the most of the time you have together. To sum it up, being playful and fun isn't about forcing humor or acting in a way that isn't true to who you are. It's about being relaxed, having a sense of humor, and finding joy in the little moments. Whether through light teasing, spontaneous adventures, or simply laughing off a mistake, these playful moments will create a strong bond between you and her. So, next time you're together, don't be afraid to show off your playful side. She'll love it. Show your ambition and passion. Now, let's talk about something that is incredibly attractive, your ambition and passion. If you want her to fall for you, it's important to show that you're driven by something bigger than just a moment or your relationship with her. Women are often drawn to men who have a clear sense of purpose, who are passionate about their goals, and who aren't afraid to pursue their dreams. Ambition doesn't just mean career success. It's about showing that you have something that excites you, something you care deeply about. Let me break this down for you. When you talk about your ambitions, whether it's in your career, a personal project, or a goal you're working toward, it's not just about boasting or trying to impress her. It's about sharing your drive, the energy and determination you have to achieve something meaningful. People are drawn to passion because it's contagious. When you talk about something that truly excites you, whether it's a career project or a personal hobby, your enthusiasm is noticeable and it creates an emotional connection. For example, let's say you're passionate about building a startup. Instead of just saying, I work in business, you could say, I've been working on this startup for the past year and it's been challenging but also incredibly rewarding. I'm building something from the ground up and I'm really passionate about how it could change the way people experience online shopping. Notice the difference? When you speak with passion, you automatically create interest and intrigue. It's not just about the job. It's about the excitement behind the work. Now, here's the key. Don't be afraid to be open about your goals. A lot of people make the mistake of being too modest or hesitant to share their dreams because they think it might sound braggy or over the top. But when you're clear about your ambitions, it shows that you know what you want out of life. It demonstrates that you're not just drifting along, but you're actively working towards something meaningful. This can make you seem more secure in who you are, and women are often attracted to that sense of direction. On top of ambition, showing your passion is just as important. Passion is an energy that others can feel. It's about speaking about the things that light you up, whether it's a hobby, a cause, or an area of personal growth. Passion doesn't have to be limited to your job. If you're passionate about something outside of work, like music, fitness, or travel, don't shy away from sharing that too. Talking about these interests can make you seem more well-rounded, and also shows that you have a fulfilling life outside of just trying to get her attention. For example, maybe you've been working hard on your fitness goals, and it's become a big part of your life. Instead of just saying, I go to the gym, you could say, I've been working really hard on my fitness lately. It's become something I'm really passionate about, and it's not just about looking good. It's about feeling strong, healthy, and in control of my life. This kind of passion and commitment is attractive because it shows you're dedicated to improving yourself and taking care of your well-being. When you show your ambition and passion, you're also showing that you're self-sufficient and independent. You're not looking for someone to complete you or give you a sense of purpose. You're already living a life full of meaning and excitement. This sense of independence is important because it makes your attraction to her feel like an addition to your already fulfilling life, not a desperate need for validation. Lastly, don't forget about balance. Ambition and passion are incredibly attractive, but you also need to be able to make space for her and the relationship. Don't let your drive completely overshadow the connection you're building with her. The key is to find a balance where you're pursuing your goals and dreams while also being present and available in your interactions with her. When she sees that you can handle both, she'll be even more impressed. To wrap it up, showing your ambition and passion isn't just about talking about your career or your goals. It's about letting her see that you are driven, focused, and excited about the future. This energy will draw her to you and make her feel that being with you means being part of something meaningful and fulfilling. So, the next time you talk about your ambitions or passions, let that excitement shine through. It will not only make you more attractive, but it will also help her see that you have something special to offer. The power of touch, nonverbal connection. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you. The power of touch. I know it can be a bit tricky to navigate, but when used the right way, physical touch can be an incredibly powerful tool in creating a deeper connection with her. It's not about being forceful or crossing boundaries. It's about creating a nonverbal connection that builds intimacy and shows your affection in a subtle yet impactful way. First, let's address something important. Touch communicates more than words. When we talk about touch, it's not just about physical attraction. It's about how it can make her feel connected to you emotionally. Research shows that physical touch, like a gentle touch on the arm or a light hug, releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone that plays a big role in creating feelings of trust and closeness. So when you touch her in a thoughtful, respectful way, you're not just making her feel good in the moment. You're also helping to deepen the bond between you two. Now, here's the key. Timing and context matter. You don't want to force touch in a way that feels awkward or uncomfortable. Instead, focus on moments where touch feels natural. For example, when you're having a lighthearted conversation or sharing a laugh, a soft touch on her arm or a friendly pat on the back can emphasize that you're in sync with each other. It's these small, non-intrusive gestures that can help build a sense of closeness without overwhelming her. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you're walking together and she shares something personal or funny. Instead of just nodding along, you could gently touch her arm while smiling. It's a subtle way to show that you're paying attention to her, that you're engaged in the moment, and that you care. That small gesture can create a sense of warmth and connection. Touch can also be a way to communicate confidence. When you're comfortable in your own skin, you can use touch to show that you're at ease with her. For instance, during a conversation, a light touch on the back as you guide her through a door or a casual tap on the shoulder when you're joking around can make you seem more confident and approachable. But the key is to keep it natural. Don't overthink it or do it too much. Touch should feel like a natural extension of the conversation, not something you're forcing. Another important thing to remember is reading her signals. Not everyone is comfortable with the same level of touch, and that's okay. Pay attention to how she responds to your touch. If she pulls away or seems uncomfortable, it's important to respect her boundaries and give her space. On the flip side, if she's smiling, leaning in, or touching you back, it's a good sign that she's comfortable and open to more physical connection. Always make sure to respect her personal space and take things slow. This will build trust and make her feel safe. A simple touch, like holding her hand when you're walking together, can be incredibly meaningful when done at the right moment. It's a way of showing affection and closeness without having to say anything. The act of holding hands is simple but powerful, and it can communicate a lot. Like saying, "I'm here for you," or "I'm enjoying this time with you." To wrap it up, the power of touch lies in its ability to create a deeper emotional connection. When used thoughtfully and with respect, touch can help her feel more comfortable around you and can strengthen the bond you're building. It's all about timing, context, and respecting her boundaries. So, next time you're with her, think about the small, subtle ways touch can enhance your connection. Whether the light touch on the arm, a reassuring pat on the back, or holding hands while walking together. These simple gestures can make a big difference in how close and connected you feel with each other. Conclusion. All right, now we've covered all the essential steps to help you get her to fall in love with you in just 3 days. Let's quickly recap what we've learned. First impressions matter. Show up confident, present yourself well, and make her feel that you're someone worth getting to know. Build rapport and emotional connection. Be genuinely interested in her, listen actively, and share a little vulnerability so she can connect with you on a deeper level. Be thoughtful and intentional. Pay attention to the little things that show you care, whether it's remembering her favorite coffee or being present in the moment. Compliment her and make her feel special. Give meaningful, sincere compliments that focus on her qualities, and make sure to give her your full attention when you're together. Be playful and fun. Keep things light, make her laugh, and don't be afraid to tease her in a friendly way. Playfulness makes everything feel easygoing. Show your ambition and passion. Talk about your goals, dreams, and what drives you. Passion is attractive, and it makes you seem focused and exciting. Use the power of touch. Be mindful of physical touch, and use it to create intimacy and a deeper emotional bond. Timing and respect are everything. Now, I want you to remember one thing. None of these steps are about rushing things or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about building real connections in a way that feels natural, genuine, and respectful. The goal is to connect with her on a deeper level and show her the best version of yourself. If you follow these steps with sincerity, you're setting the foundation for something meaningful. But here's the thing. These tips aren't magic. They won't make her fall in love overnight, but they will help you build a kind of connection that can lead to love. You're showing up as someone who knows what they want, is confident, and is willing to take the time to get to know her on a deeper level. That kind of connection doesn't happen overnight. It takes patience and effort, but it's worth it. Now, before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Have you tried any of these tips before? Or maybe you have a different approach to building a connection with someone. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. I'd love to hear what's worked for you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more tips on building strong, meaningful relationships. Thanks for watching, and remember, relationships are about being genuine, respectful, and patient. Take it one step at a time, and the right connection will come. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.